Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. This is a totally different video than I have ever done so far. It is something that I feel I was going to make a new channel just for these videos, but my dad, I believe it was, pointed out that my channel is called Faith, Life, and Beauty, and he said, well, this falls under that life category, so I'm going to include it in this channel. Something that if you guys aren't interested in it, of course, as everything, you just skip right over. But if you are interested, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that this video is helpful, and it is a video that I wasn't sure if I was going to make because it is very personal. I'll explain why I decided to make it in a second and just kind of explain what's going on, just kind of like a little announcement and something that I hope, my number one point of this video, that I really hope that it helps somebody out there, because these type of videos have helped me a lot. So after we've the suspense is killing us now. I know this intro is 10,000 hours long, but I just want to explain a couple of those things, and I'll jump right in and tell you my announcement. So the announcement is that I have decided, which I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video probably, I have decided to have gastric bypass surgery, which, I don't know, that's, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to film this video because, gastric bypass surgery, what a stigma there is to that. And I know me, I'm a nurse, I'm a registered nurse. And even if one of my friends or somebody had said to me a while ago, I think I'm going to have gastric bypass surgery, I wouldn't have said, judge them in a bad way, but I would have been like, what? That's, wow, and it is a drastic step, don't get me wrong. But I would have I don't think I fully understood at the time until now. I've just done so much research on it. It's something that I have thought about for years and years and years, probably since I became a nurse, which I became a nurse in 2009. And I remember sitting at the first hospital I ever worked at, they were talking about the lap band. And I thought, I could do something like that, and I think it would really help me. But then I just completely put it out of my head, and I thought, no, that's so drastic. No, I don't need that. I can just definitely just watch what I'm eating and exercise. And the thing is, I have done that. It's like that roller coaster, watch what you eat, exercise, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm not saying I am not physically capable of losing that weight. It's just my determination just keeps going up and down, and it's frustrating. And I think it was when I was in third grade is when I started getting really chubby. So my whole life, I have never been thin. It's not like, back in high school, I was a size 2. I've just blown up since I became an adult. It's not that way. I've always been overweight. So it's something that I cannot imagine. It is literally unimaginable to me to be at a healthy weight. I can't even fathom that thought. I have to say, though, this video is going to be all over the place, and I'm going to try to keep it pretty short. Or at least not 50 minutes long. But, well, first of all, I have to say this. Like I said, I have always been overweight. And when I was younger, I was very self-conscious. And, I was shy and just so self-conscious. And since I've met my husband, that shell has kind of started. We've been together for 12 years. But that shell slowly has started to break free. And over the past couple of years, I feel like it's really broken free. I feel like I've really just gotten happy with myself. I think ever since I hit my 30s, I don't know why, I turned 30 and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 30. And then I was like, you know what? No, this is great. My 30s are the best so far. And I'm not saying I'm the most confident person in the world, because I am not, but compared to what I used to be, I've just learned to truly love myself. So I am happy. I'm not happy with the way I look, don't get me wrong, but I'm happy with myself. I'm happy. I've never really been depressed or anything about it, so I'm lucky there, because I just can't imagine having to go through depression and stuff. So I'm very blessed there. I haven't really been through depression about my weight or my looks or anything. I'm so blessed with family and friends. I have a very blessed life, but I've just learned to become happy with myself and a little bit more outgoing and things like that. But what made me, so this has nothing to do, my point is this has nothing to do with ooh, I want to be like supermodel, because you're not going to look like a supermodel after the surgery. That's not the point, and you're not going to. So those are not my expectations in my head. The reason I chose to do this surgery is this lifestyle I've led for all of these years is catching up to me. I had, when I was pregnant with Reese, my 4-year-old, I had gestational diabetes. It was well controlled with diet. In fact, that was the healthiest I've ever been during my pregnancy. I didn't gain a stitch of weight. I lost weight during my pregnancy in a healthy manner. Like, I did the best, because it just terrified me that my little baby was inside of me, and whatever I ate, and if my blood sugars went crazy, that it would affect her. It killed me. I hated that thought. But of course, having gestational diabetes puts you at a super high risk to get it later on down the road. And like I said, I'm a registered nurse. I know this. I talk to patients every day with diabetes, congestive heart failure, all of that stuff. And I always sit back and think, oh, let me help you through this. Let's talk about your diet and exercise things. And then I'm sitting there thinking, why don't I ever practice what I preach? We even joined a gym, all this stuff, and I was loving going. I'm just not going regularly, all this stuff. So I just I could not, over this past year, make myself get up and do what I needed to do. And I was so frustrated by that, but I just wasn't. And just, again, hearing all my patients and everything and their pain due to their weight, things like that, it's an eye-opener as a nurse to hear that stuff, but apparently it wasn't enough of an eye-opener for me. And I was diagnosed. I had pre-diabetes for years. And I just never did anything about it. I can't even believe. It's like my patients, and I'm like, why don't you change? Well, I didn't change. I did not. So I was diagnosed with diabetes. Now, I don't know how much y'all know about that, but my A1C was not, it was still a controllable level as a diabetic. So it wasn't like crazy, insanely high. It was still diabetic level though, but it was still a controllable level, and I took it very seriously. The day I had my appointment with my nurse practitioner for my physical, I already had it in my mind to talk to her about gastric bypass. And I had been doing so much research on it, thinking, am I crazy? What am I even thinking here? And I think she's the one, really, my nurse practitioner, who is incredible. If you are one of my friends or my family members and you live in this East Tennessee area and you're looking for a primary care physician, please call me, because I cannot tell you, I have been with this nurse practitioner off and on during our moves and things for several years, like maybe 10 years. And I have never been more impressed with a primary care physician. She just makes you feel so comfortable, and she's wonderful. I could make a whole video about it. But anyway, from the time that I had moved and I came back and she became my primary care again, she had gastric bypass. And I was so shocked when she walked in, because I was like, that's not her. I don't think that's her. But she has the same name. And it was her. She looked amazing. She said she's feeling great. And I thought, wow. So between those visits, it had been like at least 6 months. And so it was coming up time to see her again. And I thought, okay, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to ask her about gastric bypass. And I did. And she gave me her full blessing and said that it's so near and dear to her heart, because it's changed her life. And I thought, okay, I'm a little bit more of a percentage leading towards it. And then I saw the lab work about me being diabetic, and I thought, that just pushed me over the edge. I've got to do that. I've got to do it. So I've done so much research, and I have to say thank you so much. I could never name all of the girls, but if there are some girls that really, really made big differences on YouTube, I'll try to link them down below so you can check out their channels if you're thinking about this, because YouTube is what has pushed me over the edge with this decision. Seeing these people transform over the weeks and months and years from their surgery dates, and hearing their experiences, and of course hearing their struggles, but the fact that they do have struggles, and none of them that I have heard have ever regretted their decision, it has helped so much. And that is why I decided to do this video. Because if I can even help one person out there, if they can watch my video and say, oh, okay, yeah, if she can do it, I can do it, then I'm happy that I put this personal information out there, because it is personal. I mean, it's very, that's not something that not something that I would want to shout from the rooftops. Oh, I'm having gastric bypass surgery. And I don't know why. Why do I even care? That's not something that I should even care about. It's something that if somebody has a problem with it, okay, well, it's not your body, So it's something that I'm getting past. I just met with my surgeon, and I was so impressed. And so kind of in the video with that, with the steps that I've taken so far. So the doctor that I have chosen, he's in Knoxville, Tennessee. And if you're familiar with that area, it's in the Turkey Creek area of Knoxville, Tennessee at that Turkey Creek Hospital. And it's the New Life Center for Bariatric Surgery. And I had heard, well, first of all, my nurse practitioner used him. So she highly recommended him. And the more I did research, he is absolutely, from what I found, the best in the area. And in fact, I think people travel several hundred miles away from us to use him. And I have to tell you, I have never, again, I know I've said it many times, but I'm a registered nurse and I've worked with several doctors and several great doctors. But as a patient, to go to his office and everybody in the office was so overly nice. Like they weren't, you know how sometimes you can go to anywhere and it's, it can happen anywhere. And maybe the receptionist, when you first walk in, they're like, oh, who are you here to say, whatever. But starting from the receptionist, she was so sweet. Just the beautiful smile, so sweet. And every person that I came in contact at that office, which was several people, blew me away with their kindness. And, to be there for that reason, it can be overwhelming. And it is overwhelming to go there for the first time, especially. And you don't know what to expect. And it's a big decision. And for everyone to be so warm and so welcoming, oh, I just can't tell you how amazing that experience was. And then not only being blown away by the kindness of the staff, but then the doctor walks in. And one of the first things out of his mouth was, "Did my staff treat you well?" I thought, what? What? Have you guys ever had a doctor? And I'm sure there are doctors out there, don't get me wrong. But have y'all ever had a doctor say that the first thing? Has my staff treated you well? I was just blown away. That goes a long way to me, in my opinion. I felt so comfortable with him. I could ask him any question. I just felt so comfortable with him from the second he walked into the room. And my husband came with me, and I have to say that also. That's a big decision for my family, not only for me, but for my family. My husband and I, we love food. We love, if we go on vacation, that's like our favorite thing, to eat the delicious, we just enjoy food. And I'm not talking about sitting on the couch eating junk all night long just because we love to eat. We appreciate good food. And I don't want to say that's a big part of our relationship, but it's one of the areas that we have fun in. We love to go out and try new food and to try delicious food and drinks and things like that, So I asked him several times, are you sure? Are you sure that you're not going to mind? Because at least for the first year, at least after gastric bypass, there's huge limitations on what you can eat, and really for the rest of your life, but especially that first year, and a year is a long time. And I never want to get back to where I've been. So, and he's 100% supportive. And, I already know that I've married such an amazing guy. We've been together for 12 years. I can't say enough good things about him, but for him to just jump in and be 100% supportive. He went to that doctor's appointment with me. He's watched YouTube videos with me. I have to do some things on a checklist, which I'll go over in a minute. And he, right away, whatever you want me to come to, I'm there. And I just appreciate that so much. So I think that's a huge thing. I think you have to have support with this, and I definitely do. All of my family so far that I've told has been very supportive, and I just can't, if you're watching, I can't thank you guys enough. So then the last thing that I will put in this video is what they told me at the doctor's office. So the first thing, my nurse practitioner had already, there are requirements with your insurance company. Of course, you can't just walk in and just be like, oh, I want gastric bypass. And they're like, okay. You have not every insurance covers it. If they do cover it, there's almost always going to be some checklist of things that are required. You have to meet a certain BMI. You have to be above a certain BMI or body mass index. You have to, if you have things like diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, things like that, that will kind of push you over the edge of qualifying, things like that. So they have to make sure that you're going to qualify. And if you do qualify, then there's usually things that they require you to do. My insurance personally requires me to be on a 3-month medically supervised diet, which my nurse practitioner already started. And she put me on a 1,200 calorie diet. And between her and the gastric bypass surgeon's recommendations, this is what I'm sticking with, which is closer to the gastric bypass surgeon's recommendations, kind of between both of them. Like I said, both of them said 1,200 calories. My nurse practitioner said 60 carbs. That is hard. So my gastric bypass said 100 carbs. So between 60 and 100 carbs per day is what I'm trying to stick with. 100 grams of protein a day, and between 30, which is what my nurse practitioner said, and 45, gastric bypass surgeon said. So between 30 and 45 grams of fat per day. It's really the first week I tried this, and I've only done this, March 31st was when I technically got started according to my nurse practitioner. That's kind of when I started all of this. It took a while to really do research, really look and figure out how many foods has how much carbs, things like that. Really tweak my grocery shopping to this diet or this lifestyle of eating. So it took a while to really get onto it. And then I've had some days where I'm not been perfect every day by any means, but I've tried really hard. But there have definitely been cheat meals along the way, things like that. But I have, for the most part, over the past, I'd say, couple weeks, really tried to stick to this diet as much as I possibly could. And I will tell you, I'm going to do another video because this video is going to be long already. I'm going to do another video on what, so far in just these 2 weeks, that I have found so helpful to me, that have helped me stick as closely as I could to that diet. And then my surgeon recommended getting 64 ounces of water in, and I found a couple things that have helped with that. So, stay tuned for my next video, and I'll have some tips for that if you're interested. Just things that have really helped me. And some of the foods that I've been eating and things like that. So that's gone pretty well. I'll go into that a little bit more on how that's gone in my next video. But I will tell you, so going over this little checklist, they put me on the 1,200 calorie diet, and that diet that I said. There are some vitamins I'm taking. I'm going to go into that in my next video. I have to do a psychological clearance. I've got that scheduled. I'm going to meet with my surgeon's psychiatrist. I know a little bit about that. I'll go into more of that after I've had it done, and that way I'll kind of explain what happened. I had to do a sleep study because they measured my neck, and if it was a certain diameter, I guess, then you might be at risk for sleep apnea. I have really no other signs. I think my husband said I snore a little bit, but it's really not bad, and he's never noticed me stop breathing. But I had to do a sleep study, but it was at home, which was amazing. I didn't have to sleep somewhere else, and I had to do it 3 nights in a row. I'll do a whole video on my little kit before I return it, because I'm going to return it tomorrow. So I'll do a video after this of showing you what that kit looks like, and tell you how that went. But I had to do the sleep study. That's done. So check something off my list. I have to, like I said, do the medically supervised diet for 3 months in a row. Cannot miss a month with no weight gain, which is going fine so far. I have to do a support group meeting, which I'm crossing my fingers. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. So again, I'll do a video on just how that support group went, especially if you're in this area, so you can kind of get some ideas about that. Had to do some lab work. They wanted to do some baseline pre-op lab work to see how my vitamin levels, things like that, were doing, to make sure that I wasn't deficient before my surgery. I'll get into that later too. And I had to fast for that appointment, for that consultation. And it was almost, I think it was 12:30 before they drew the labs. I thought I was going to pass out. So, and then I have to do 2 weeks before the surgery, I have to do an 800 calorie, basically liquid diet, I think it is. And then I think that's it. But, so there's some things on my checklist that I have to get done. It's not one of those things you just walk into the office and you're like, hey, Dr. Boyce, I'd like gastric bypass. Can we schedule that for next week? And he's like, sure. There's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through. And I think that's good. It's given me time. I feel like this has really been an emotional roller coaster. This is a big change. And my lifestyle with food is just, which has been, I'm 32 years. It's going to come to like this halt, and it's going to be completely different. And I've taken a little while to kind of wrap my head around that and make sure that it's something you want to do. I think that's good that it takes this long, and it's good that you really think about it. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I am so ready for this, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I've talked to so many people, and one personally that I was working with, she's on my team at my job right now, and I'm so thankful that she talked to me. I didn't even know she'd had the procedure, but she talked to me and really gave me some great encouragement. And she said she's about a year out, and she said, don't let anything stop you. She said, don't let anything stop you. And she said, because it is so worth it. And I just thought that was so sweet to hear and so great to hear. So I'm going to take you guys through this process. I don't know how in-depth I'm going to get. I'll try to do my best to get as in-depth as possible. I hope this helps, definitely. And let me know if you guys have been through this. Let me know your tips and tricks along the way, and give me that advice and that encouragement and support. And thank you so much. And I have to say hi. I don't know if she would watch this, but I do have to say hi to Minnie Me in Tennessee, because I think her videos are my favorite. So check her out, Minnie Me in Tennessee, because she has my surgeon, and she lives maybe like 30 minutes down the road from me. And that's awesome. Like, when I found her, I was like, what? She has my surgeon. So I got like all the tips from her. I was like, I'm going to go through exactly that. So that was super exciting for me. So I've loved her videos, but, and she just is such a sweet person, so check her videos out. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if y'all have ever had this thought in the back of your mind. If I can help with anything, don't hesitate to comment down below, and I'll definitely try to help. So I hope this video didn't turn out to be too long, but thanks for hanging in there for the people who did. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Definitely be looking for more videos throughout my journey and this progress of everything. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see the rest of this progress. And I hope you guys have a great day.